Hey guys, my name is Sid and welcome to another vlog. So today we have the iPhone 10. So I've had this phone for about 2 weeks, and from the title of this video you probably realize that I have mixed opinions about it. So I thought I'd review it for you guys and let you know what I think about the iPhone 10. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification icon as well to get more videos like this one. Let's get on with the video. So first of all, let's talk about the form factor, okay? This is probably one of the most beautiful phones that Apple has ever made. The stainless steel design, front and back glass, it looks very beautiful. It's like a mix between what the iPhone 4 and what the newer iPhone 6 design looks like. It's a good blend of those two designs, and that makes the phone look absolutely gorgeous. I'm not a big fan of the vertical camera, but you know, it doesn't look bad and it is a distinguishing factor. So people know you have an iPhone 10 just by that vertical camera. Other than that, they've kept the formula pretty much the same. No headphone jack, there's a lightning port at the bottom. They've made the side button a bit bigger, which is nice and comfortable to use. And then they have the same volume buttons. So pretty much similar to every other iPhone before. What is different is that there is no home button at the bottom of the screen. So they've replaced that with gestures. I did an overview of the iPhone 10 in a previous video. I'll link that up here. So the iPhone 10 has a beautiful design, but it also has this notch at the top. It's a very weird implementation because the screen has curves all around and then it curves into the notch as well. Yeah, I don't really know about that one. It's true that you probably know that you're holding an iPhone 10 just by looking at that notch, but apart from that, I think design-wise it was a poor decision. I prefer the way that Samsung S8 does it, with the whole top portion being a very small bezel, having a uniform size screen. It does give you that illusion that you're going edge to edge, but you're not really doing that. And you know, I'm okay with it, but I don't think that's the best design choice. Especially when it comes to video, this thing really sucks. I watched a bunch of reviews before buying it and I thought that I'd get used to it, but honestly it still bugs me. Like, I wish Apple implemented an in-between mode. So if you're watching YouTube right now, either you have the option to watch it as you would see it on an iPhone 6, or you pinch out and then you see the notch. Why don't they have an in-between mode where just the notch gets cut out? It would be a good trade-off, it'd be a good middle ground, because when you see the notch, you lose a lot in terms of vertical real estate, and you see that ugly notch in all your videos. So I'm not a big fan of the notch. Now the OLED screen on the phone is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the best displays Apple's ever made. Deep blacks. And my god, if you're subscribed to Netflix HDR and you have an iPhone 10, just check out Star Trek Discovery on this thing. It looks absolutely phenomenal. The lights look really bright, yet you can see the details in the shadow. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's 5.8 inches, but that 5.8-inch screen is not really bigger than the iPhone 7 Plus. You know, if you're used to using an iPhone Plus size phone, then you're going to be a little disappointed with this thing, because even though it's 5.8 inches, if you're watching video, you're going to get a much smaller image. Also, the aspect ratio is weird. So you have, I think it's a 19:10 aspect ratio or something like that. It's almost 2:1, and you don't really get content in that aspect ratio. So you're either going to lose a bit of your content on the top and the bottom, or on the sides. Face ID is amazing. It works really well, and I'd say it works 8 out of 10 times very well. There's a slight lag between the time that you look at your phone and it unlocks. But you just tap and slide up and you're in. So it almost feels like, you know, there is no authentication. But why did Apple remove the best fingerprint sensor in the market with Touch ID? I feel they could have easily implemented Touch ID on the side button over here, or at the back with the Apple logo, where you could easily log in that way. Face ID has its limitations. So if I'm holding the phone horizontally, I can't unlock the phone with my face. I have to hold it up like this, and then it unlocks, and then I have to switch back. So that is kind of annoying, whereas Face ID would work in either direction. It has trouble detecting my eyes in some of the sunglasses that I wear. And another situation where the Face ID doesn't work is when I wake up in the morning and I want to check my messages. My face might be on the bed like this, and I'm trying to look at my phone and unlock it, and it just doesn't work for some reason. Maybe it's because my head is tilted, or maybe my face is a bit smushed in with the pillow. It just doesn't seem to work as well when I just wake up. So the next thing, let's talk about the cameras in the phone. Now, I love the camera on this thing. It's the best camera that I've ever seen on an iPhone. But portrait mode on the selfie camera absolutely sucks. I don't know why they haven't figured it out yet. They have 4 sensors on the front, but it still can't detect the edges of your face for some reason. And I think that's inexcusable, Apple. You need to like update that stuff right away. I mean, it can't even do basic portrait shots front facing. So when my friend Abhishek was in town, he brought his Pixel with him as well, and we did a camera comparison. And I must say, the Pixel's camera quality does look superior to this. Don't get me wrong, beautiful camera, absolutely gorgeous pictures. You know, in fact, I went to the shopping mall to do a little camera and video test for you guys. So here is that segment of me going to get my cover for this phone, all shot on the iPhone 10. I actually got the phone yesterday and I'm looking to get my case. So in order to test out the camera, I thought I'd vlog this part of buying the case on the phone itself. So right now we have the front-facing camera. I'm in the parking lot, so it's a pretty low light condition. And let's go in and see what it looks like with better lighting. So I'm going to be buying the official Apple case, and hate to put this thing in a case. It looks so beautiful, but you know, it looks pretty fragile as well. It's got a full glass back and it costs a lot to replace it. I haven't got Apple Care, so I'm gonna have to get a case. Test of the rear camera. Stabilization looks good. I'm walking and it doesn't really show in the picture. There's a 2x zoom. Let's do like a smooth pan at the Apple Store. That looks pretty good. I'm outside the Apple Store in pretty low lighting conditions, and the fountain show is just gonna come on. So this is how the south facing looks in low light, and let's check out the fountains in slow motion. Outside the Louis Vuitton store, and they have a pretty interesting looking window exhibit, so I'm going to take some pictures and you guys can see the quality of the cameras. Okay, early impressions from the camera. I think it looks really good, vibrant, sharp, and pretty impressive, man. I think it's a jump above the 7 for sure. That's it for the iPhone test in the mall. Back to the review. I can't believe that you can't adjust the settings on the camera app. That is just unacceptable, Apple. I know we've been used to this, but now this camera is so capable. You can do 4K, 60 frames a second, but you can't adjust the settings of your camera on the app. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. It's so difficult to change it. You have to go into settings and then scroll down to camera. Can't even find it now. And then here you get your settings. This is... Stuff like this just makes me so pissed off. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the operating system. Gestures work beautifully well on the iPhone 10. This whole operating system was reworked for the gestures, but they do have some weird things going on in the operating system which just don't make sense to me. Okay, first of all, the location of the notification center. It used to be the easiest thing to access on the phone. You just swipe up and you have notification center. And I use notification center all the time. Adjust my volume, adjust my brightness, play, pause music. There's so many things you can do in there. And now with iOS 11, they've improved the whole notification center so much, but it's so hard for me to reach it. Like, I can't do it with this hand. I have to put it in this hand, and that too I have to adjust my grip just to get it, I still didn't get it, just to get it down. Now, you saw how hard that was, and I'm trying to do it for the video, but I couldn't. So it's tough. Swiping up to close an app just feels supernatural. That's amazing. Multitasking is okay. It's easy to get to. I like multitasking using the bottom It's really cool. When you're looking at two apps, you can just swipe back and forth. That works amazing. When you want to multitask, you have to swipe up like that and you get all your apps right here. But now you have to force press it in order to close your apps. Why? Why Apple? Why add that extra step? First of all, you made it slower for multitasking by adding that additional second that you have to hold it there. On top of that, you got to hold and then press. I mean, that's just adding 2 or 3 seconds just to close an app. That's not cool, Apple. So reachability is a feature in the iPhone, if you guys don't know, where you just double tap on the home button and it brings the whole screen down so you can reach something at the top of the screen. So instead of that, now they have this gesture where you like swipe down, but it's so unpredictable, the gesture just doesn't work that well. And you know, as you can see, I'm trying to do it and it's a hit or a miss. There's like 50% activation of the reachability. And I kind of need it because I can't get to the notification center without swiping down. So, you know, like that kind of sucks. Like, make that better, Apple. You have to fix that. The processor on this thing, the A11 Bionic, is a beast, okay? It's an amazing chip. Phone is super fast. The OS is super fluid. I mean, they've even added all these extra animations when you close the apps and stuff that you don't get on any other iPhone. Let's talk about the app experience. So most of the apps are not yet optimized for the iPhone 10. So what that means is you see black borders at the top and the bottom. It feels like you have an iPhone 7 when that app is not optimized, and that is not a great experience. Games that are optimized in vertical mode look great. Like I was checking out Monument Valley, looks absolutely beautiful on the iPhone 10. But most games are actually landscape mode and those don't work as well. And the ones that are optimized kind of have the notch still showing and displaying during the game. Unique features about the iPhone 10 in terms of software, you have Animojis. It's a fun thing, but I've used them like 3 times since I got the phone in 2 weeks, and I don't see myself using it too much more, except for maybe putting it into a video like this. Now, wireless charging on the iPhone 10 is cool, but it's super slow. In half an hour, I went from 85% to 89%. And I'd probably be at 100% if I had it wired. So that's not so great, and the only real time I see myself using the wireless chargers maybe when I go to sleep and I have a lot of time to charge the phone. Alright, so those are my thoughts on the iPhone 10. As you can tell, I'm pretty polarized on the iPhone 10. It's an amazing phone. It's probably the best iPhone that Apple's ever made. But for $1,300, that's what I paid for this phone, you kind of have to ask yourself, there are other manufacturers out there like Samsung doing the S8, you know, the new Google Pixel, that are almost half the price. The S8 costs $500 and this is $1,300. I own a lot of Apple stuff. I know that there's a premium for owning Apple. iPhone works amazing with the whole Apple ecosystem. If you got AirPods, if you got the Apple TV, if you got a Mac, it just works so seamlessly, and that's why I got the phone, because I'm so invested in the Apple ecosystem that it's worth it for me to get the phone. But if you're not locked into the Apple ecosystem, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would say skip the iPhone 10. I can't actually recommend anybody to buy this phone. You'd probably be really happy with the iPhone 8 or the 8 Plus. The 8 Plus has that bigger screen, you know, content consumption on that is amazing. So I wish they made the iPhone 10 in a plus size. I'm sure we'll see that next year. This is a 5.8-inch iPhone and we'll probably have a 6.4-inch iPhone next year, which will rival the Plus size. I was using the iPhone 7 Plus all this time, and after that, the screen feels like a slight downgrade because it's a bit smaller, especially when you're watching video. So in conclusion, the iPhone 10 is an amazing phone. If you have the money, go for it, but I don't think it's really worth $1,300, and that's its biggest problem. So that's it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the iPhone 10 in the comments below. Would you get one? Do you think it's worth the price? And if you like the video, hit that like button, do leave me a comment, and subscribe to watch more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. So, did you hit that subscribe button yet? What about that like button? Are you smashing it? Smash it!